Danielle. Let's talk about the best times to apply to modeling agencies. So, trick question, there is no best time. There's no best time to apply to a modeling agency. Here's what normally happens. Um, and this is just, take this with a grain of salt because even though I am a coach and I am coaching you in some capacity inside of this group chat, I don't know the ins and outs of your personal career until we work together one on one, right? But generally, as an agency, what happens is you can submit year round. Okay. You can submit yourself year round. When busy season is getting ready to pick up, a lot of times they need to, refresh their rosters. Okay. That is the time that they will normally publicize, hey, we're looking for new faces, right? But a lot of times they will do their best to go through the applications they get as they come. But if you don't hear back from an agency after applying to them and it's been 2 weeks, don't be afraid to reach out unless they tell you don't reach out. But if it's been over 2 months, then, you know, do some work on yourself, work on your digitals, work on, building up your portfolio, work on getting paid jobs, work on your network. And, I would say 6 months later, apply again. Every modeling agency has different priorities based on their market, based on the type of work that they do, based on the models that they already have in their roster. Sometimes you could be a great model, but they already have somebody who looks like you and you would be competing for the same jobs. So they just stick with a person on their roster. That's happened to a couple of the models that I'm working with hands on in the university. It's not that the agency didn't want them, it's that there was literally another model already signed who had a same look, a similar, niche appeal as the model who was applying. And if you already have somebody on your roster and they're pretty much taking care of that particular sector for you as an agency, unless the work is becoming so much that that person's not available, they don't need somebody who looks just like that person. You don't know that when you're applying, which is why I'm saying like there is no right time. Because even if it was the right time to apply, if they have a model who already looks like you, they're not going to look at you. Make sense? Versus if you took the time to do your agency applications, maybe like every 3 months or every 6 months, you would constantly be putting yourself out there to be seen, be viewed, and be considered so that if there is a moment where it's just like you might have missed them saying like, oh, we have an open call, or you might miss their searching for new models, you're always in the Rolodex of consideration. And to be fair, even if you apply to something at one time, sometimes they don't see it till months later. My current agency in New York, I applied to them in like October of last year. I applied to them in like October, maybe September, October of last year. They did not get my application and respond until January of this year. That was 4 months. I was still working. I still did my own thing for sure, but that's just how it is. Okay, so there's no best time to apply to agencies. I would just say make sure that you understand your fundamentals, you have your assets, and you have maybe a couple of jobs under your belt before trying to apply to an agency. And the reason I say this is because agencies amplify. So if you have no idea what works for you, right? 0 times 1,000 is still zero. You're putting a lot of work on this agency to determine what works well for you, where they can get you bookings, etc. If you already know what works for you, you can find agencies who do that and be a perfect candidate for them. Just saying. If you want more help on this though, like I kind of breezed over a couple things. So if you're just like, well, what are my fundamentals? How do I build my assets? How do I find these jobs? If you have more questions of stuff like that, I do have a hands-on program. If you want to see if you're a good fit for that, definitely drop model in the comments below this video and I'll send you a link to set up a call with me so that we can actually, see if you're a good fit and get you onboarded. All right. Talk to you soon.